What is going on, everyone? Little Chichi here, and welcome back to episode 46 of the RuneScape Pure series. On today's episode, I am actually going to show you guys the most busted way and broken way to hunt Giant Mole on a 1 defense Pure. So let's get right into it. So in order to hunt Giant Mole, I'm going to show you guys probably the most busted way to do it, and it's actually with the use of Thralls, which you need to complete a Kingdom Divided quest that will require you to doing 100% in all the Kren favors, as well as doing the actual the Kingdom Divided quest itself, which is fairly simple, pretty easy. But for a 1 defense Pure, this is probably the most optimal and easiest way to hunt Giant Mole as a 1 defense Pure without the use of Fally Shield, without the use of a main account. You are going to need to have access to Thralls, and Thralls are essentially just little NPCs that you can summon that do different. I think the skeleton does range, the ghost does mage, and the zombie does melee attacks. So they're really helpful. They do a little bit of damage as you're killing monsters, but I actually accidentally found out this method. And yeah, so you are going to need to have access to Thralls to unlock this particular method. Now, to go into the equipment setup really fast, this is kind of what I'm rocking. So I am using the Robin Hood hat, I'm using the Ranger's tunic, I'm using the Guthix chap, as well as the Guthix bracers, and then Ranger boots. I'm also utilizing the Archer's ring imbued. I'm using the Necklace of Anguish, as well as the Ranging Cape T. I like the Ranging Cape because it gives a little bit of prayer bonus, as well as the same effect as an accumulator, so I'm all for it. And then finally, Amethyst arrows and a Twisted Belt. Alternatively, you can use a Dragon Crossbow, or you could use any of the crossbows, or use any method of range attacks or melee attacks if that's what you want to do. But this method will work one of the same, just as long as you have access to those Thralls. Now for the items, you are going to want to bring a spade just to get into the Giant Mole area. You're going to want to bring a lantern. I recommend a bullseye lantern, as these won't go out. And of course, you're going to need that Book of the Dead, which you get from the Kingdom Divided quest, and this will allow you to summon and utilize the Thralls for this method. Lastly, for the optional / kind of required, I recommend bringing a full cannon set. This will speed up the kills. Mine looks a little different for my cannon because I have an ornament kit on it, but a normal cannon will do just fine. Cannonballs, and for the last 3 items, a teleport house. This will replenish all of my stats. Rune pouch for all the runes needed to cast for the Thralls, and then finally a crafting cape. This is just a really quick teleport to go to a bank to bank all of my items. And lastly, to finish up the items, it is a Divine Ranging Potion, 1 Stamina Potion, and then 2 Prayer Potions should be enough for this method. So once you have all these items, let's go ahead and start this method off. Now for this method, I like to use my Rejuvenation Pool to heal up my stats, as well as my Ornate Jewelry Box to teleport myself over to Fally Park. Alternatively, you can use a Ring of Wealth. That'll also teleport you over to the Fally Park, but just 2 easy ways you can get over here. Alright, now that we're in the Giant Mole area, let's go over to the center and set up our cannon and start the method off. Alright, so notice I have 2 tiles here marked. The first tile is where your cannon is going to be, which is right here. This is a great ideal spot for your cannon, as this is a double hit zone. So when the Giant Mole is standing within these 2 tiles, it'll actually get hit twice. And then this is my safe spot area. So when you're standing right here, the Giant Mole can't actually attack you. So this is a really great safe spot method. All right, to kick off this method, let's go ahead and use our Divine Ranging Potion. This will boost up our range. Take a sip of stamina again. And let's attack the Giant Mole. Let's turn on some prayer. All right, let's actually summon our Thrall. Now the Thrall is going to go ahead and attack the Giant Mole. And now we set up the method. So now as we're attacking the Giant Mole, it'll go ahead and run away. However, the Thrall will actually walk in the direction of where the Giant Mole is. So it thinks it's probably northwest. Let's follow it northwest. And by his calculations, he should be right. So correct. So we're going to go ahead and attack and kill the giant mole. And to show another example, let's do another one. All right, so the mole just spawned in. Got my Thrall already summoned. Let's do some damage on the giant mole. We are completely safe spotted, so we're not taking any damage. Let's wait. The cannon is also hitting it twice as well. All right, so it just moved. All right, so our Thrall is actually moving northeast. So let's actually follow that direction. It should be located in this area. And boom, there it is. So the Thrall method for this is completely broken. And I say broken because the only other way to track the giant mole within the mole area is to have the Falador Shield 3 unlocked, which is only obtainable by doing the Falador Hard Diaries, and that's not something that a peer can unlock. So the fact that I can have a general idea of where the giant mole is within this area is really, really great and practically broken, because the only other method of actually having a Falador Shield 3 is to have a main account with the shield unlocked. Otherwise, I cannot locate the giant mole. So this is a really great method for being able to track the giant mole and getting proper KC on this boss as a 1 defense peer. Now, the only stipulation is the Thrall does need to be attacking the giant mole. As you saw in this scenario, the Thrall didn't attack the mole, so it didn't walk in the area. But as long as it gets 1 shot off, it'll tell you where it is. So he's walking in that southeast direction. Let's go ahead and follow. Actually, yeah, he's like kind of southeast, probably more southern. Yep. And there he is. So like I said, this method with a Thrall unlocked makes it completely broken. And to be quite honest with you, this is going to be really great for me for being able to hunt giant mole really quickly and really efficiently. Not to mention, the only thing that it's costing me, the use of Thralls, which is like almost not really that expensive. I think every single trip I make about just a little over 100k every single trip. I think the total cost for this particular method is like 30k a run. But aside from that, 30 to 40k cost, this is a completely busted way to hunt giant mole if you do not have access to the Falador Shield 3, which is awesome for a 1 defense peer. And to show you guys this method one more time, you're going to get the attention of giant mole. You're going to have your Thrall attacking the giant mole as well. Stand by in the safe spot. Make sure your cannon is activated so you're doing the most amount of damage per game tick. Wait for giant mole to run. All right, giant mole is digging. And now the Thrall is going a bit southwest. So again, this is not as perfect. If we had access to the Falador Shield, this would tell us the exact location, but the Thralls at least tell us a general area of where the giant mole is at, which is insanely great. Let's see. It might run again. There we go. It's running again. And let's see. The Thrall is going kind of north. Now he went a bit west, so he's probably within like northwest area. So let's see. Go a bit north. And there we go. So there's the giant mole. So like I said, the method is not as great as having access to Falador Shield, but this is an alternative for all 1 defense peers. Now, I did a bit of searching on YouTube, and I did a little bit of searching just generally like online, and I didn't see anyone talking about this particular method on tracking giant mole with Thralls. And I might be one of the first people to kind of realize this hidden mechanic that Thralls have to be able to kind of show the location of the monster that I'm attacking, and that I'm just really excited to be able to hunt giant mole in this way, in this fashion, and get a ton more KC and hopefully have a chance at the giant mole pet. And again, as a general price, this is how much each of the items are worth. 6,700 GP just for the skin, and then the claw is just about 7,500. A really good price point, and you get quite a bit of these every single run. It's fairly simple and fairly quick to kill this. Truth be told, this was a complete accident. When I was hunting the giant mole, I actually realized that the skeleton was walking in the same direction as him, and I just tested it like probably 30 KCs over and over and over just to test to see if it was working. And sure enough, that's exactly what the skeleton did. So I'm really happy to showcase this method for you guys. If you're a 1 defense peer who's interested in hunting the giant mole for the pet, or maybe just to get some extra money, this is a great method to do both. You get your KCs up as well as have a chance at the baby mole pet. And yeah, I'm just really happy I can showcase this method. This is something that's brand new. I haven't seen anybody talk about this yet, so I'm really happy that I'm one of the first that can share this with you. If you learned something new in today's episode, please make sure to hit the like button. Please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're getting close to 2100k subs on the channel, which I'm so excited about. And there's a lot more content coming in the future for the series. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. And of course, I'll catch you guys on the next one.